Okay.
Hi, everybody. It's Linda G and our favorite Sunday, every other Sunday psychic, Sterling.
Hello. Nice to be back. Nice to be doing the hangout, as they say. All good.
Doing the hangout, top of the morning. I'm always happy to see you. It's like going home.
Yeah, you're like family. You are
Yeah, it's
family.
like
So
kinfolk. Like, oh, yeah, I got to get a hold of my brother. So, okay. So, we got some great questions. Thank you to Linda and thank you to Dan for gathering these up.
absolutely. The talent behind the scenes.
The
Absolutely.
talent
Yeah.
behind the scenes. That's what and I was just telling Sterling that my son and I went and saw that movie Nope last night. I was surprised how much I really enjoyed it. If you're into a little sci-fi stuff, you might like it.
Hmm.
So it's very interesting. The plot twists a lot, it's about UFOs, and so it was cool.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so there's my plug for Nope. Okay, so question number one. Now that the primary is over in Arizona, is it likely that Kari Lake will win the Republican primary for governor? That would lead to a contest between Lake and, well, she had already won, actually. She won the primary.
Hmm.
So the question would be,
Who's going to win,
who's going to
Lake
win?
or
Is it
Hobbs?
Democratic Katie Hobbs
Yeah.
or is it Kari Lake?
Yeah. What I do get is that a little bit of crazyville going on there. Looks like Lake is going to be the winner.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
She
A little
just
bit of
was on that conservative thing. We just
Yeah.
put a stake through the heart of the McCain.
Yeah, I did.
Just
It's
nasty.
unfortunate and try not to show any kind of bias per se, but a little bit of crazyville going on there. It looks like it'll be a tight race, but looks like Lake will be the eventual winner.
Oh, poor Arizona.
Yeah.
It's going to go through some things.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
okay. Well, did you see that Lindsey Graham on the news today told Donald Trump, listen, we don't mind you running for president, but you're going to have to stop with this. Uh, the election was stolen.
the 2020 election lie. Yeah. No, I saw him on CNN this morning. I
Yeah,
did. Yeah. Crazy stuff.
I know. Okay, so hello, Lyndon Sterling. My question: did Alex Jones' lawyer really accidentally send all the other lawyer teams those text messages? Was it accidental on purpose? Question mark.
What I get on that is there's a double answer here. What I mean is the two-layer answer. So it wasn't an accident that they sent the text because they responded to a request. But
Okay.
what was accidental was the comprehensiveness of the content, including the Roger Stone text buried in there. So they sent over a complete file without really vetting it. So it was on purpose, but they accidentally revealed a lot more than they should have. Now, what's interesting is I know in the news they didn't pull it back. So even once the opposing legal team said, "Are you sure you wanted to send this complete file?" Alex's team said, "Oh yeah, no, we meant to send the whole file." So they never even tried to pull it back.
Wow.
So,
Okay. Yeah. Oh, he's furious, right?
well,
And pictures,
the
nude pictures of
universe.
his wife.
Yeah, it's seriously the universe has a way of working things out, and that's a great example there of how the universe gets involved and tries to push the truth forward. They do.
It always
Yeah,
does. It
yeah.
always does. Okay, the U.S. Supreme Court on Thursday agreed to hear a case that could dramatically change the way elections for Congress and the presidency are conducted by handing more power to state legislators and blocking state counts from reviewing challenges to the procedures and results. Would you please take a look at this?
I think this isn't this that independent legislative state doctrine, I think they call it, if I got the name correct, that's been running around for a while. Yeah, it does look to me like in the short term, it's going to be given back to the states, but then it's going to get tied up in the state courts quite a bit. And then
Okay.
we get back when the Supreme Court gets re-leveled out again in 12 months, 12 to 18 months, this is all going to come back again, so this is part of the craziness we're going to have to endure for another 12 months or so. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I didn't get one way or the other. I couldn't tell because they worry me, that Supreme Court. But the good
Mhm.
news is, did you see that they got rid of that guy? They replaced him, the one they were talking about in December. the one DeJoy's favorite man, he got bumped with somebody else. So that's good news. Hello, Lyndon Sterling. Recently, the GOP voted against a bill that would investigate and remove white supremacists from the military. Do you see the legislation passing after the midterms when the Dems pick up?
And that was the question, was there was legislation to stop. I'm sorry, rephrase that question.
The legislators stopped. You remember we were trying to go through the military
you know what?
Rid of the white supremacists?
Yeah. The new Congress that gets installed will allow the legislation to move forward in that you'll be able to get rid of white supremacists. So right. Yeah.
Love and joy to you both, Sterling and Linda. You are a team of brilliant white light. Please tell us if the general election this fall will break all turnout records.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you know,
and you and I have been saying this for a good year at least, that, hang tight, this is all going to start to turn around. But you can see all the wins going. Biden's getting a lot of wins now in Congress, right? Yeah. We see the big economic package going through as we speak, and right. Yeah. So it's all going in the right direction.
$35 cap. They managed to vote against it. Susan Collins and Murkowski voted against it, which is weird.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's just
so even this guy Richard, he's kind of got a weird voice, and his eyes kind of go out a little bit. Very smart man. He's a bigwig in the political arena, and he said, "I'm going to call it. I really believe that the Democrats will take the midterms by a landslide."
Yeah, and I think he was on CNN this morning with Lindsey Graham. I think okay. We were talking about. I think you.
Okay. As a result of climate change, will we be living in biodomes in the future?
Well, in 100 years, there will be biodomes for certain cities. There will be, and so they won't cover the entire city, but it's going to be part of the way that humanity is going to move forward living. It's true. So in 100 years, there'll be cost-effective biodomes for some residential neighborhoods, that kind of thing, where climate is still a big problem. There will be.
Oh, yeah. Did you see today on the news about the torrential rains in the desert in California? What's it, Death Valley?
It was, yeah.
Oh,
absolutely,
my God. They said, and it was just like rivers running through the valley.
Exactly. Yeah.
I bet crazy. The earth is like shocked. Where's all this water? Okay. Will the crime wave in New Orleans, Louisiana get better soon? Will our police chief be able to complete his elected term, or will he step down due to criticisms from the citizens of the city of New Orleans, Louisiana?
I mean, I'm getting, it looks like he's going to step down, but it's more like the beginning of next year. So I'm not sure how the terms work, but it looks like it's going to take that much time for the momentum to get going. Yeah.
Okay. This is a good question. Now that Kansas stopped a referendum of implementing abortion laws, will other red states follow?
There will be. I get like a dozen, red states will. Now, not all of them will, because like it was Indiana just went the other direction here recently. But
they didn't bring a bill to the public, right? They just decided something on their own.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it looks to me like I'm getting like a dozen, at least 12 other red states are going to support abortion rights. They'll pass a bill. Yep.
Well, Murkowski and Collins and who's the one that Cinnamon or whatever her name is?
Cinema. You're talking about her. Yeah.
I call her Cinnamon.
Sure.
They just told the president that they will vote to codify Roe versus Wade.
Right.
So they bring that up. That might help.
And by the way, this is a gift given to the Democrats, that whole Roe v. Wade situation, because that motivated such a voting base that, obviously it's going to get turned around, but you couldn't have picked a better.
Oh my God!
Issue.
And there's a lot. They were talking on the news today. A lot of the Republicans who are totally pro-life are realizing they got to backtrack it, because this is going to take them down. And when I heard this, my guide said, and so did yours, oh, it's the beginning of the end. They just handed the Democrats, they woke the sleeping giant.
No, everybody got off their couch.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Okay, will the popular vote ever replace the electoral college in elections of a president? And if yes, when could we expect to see this change? Could it be that electing our president via popular vote would be a seamless process and avoid and eliminate nonsense we're presently going through?
I don't see everything moving to a popular vote for about 2 decades. So I wish I could tell you it was faster, but it looks like it's somehow going to take 20 years for it to move through all the process and modification. But it looks like within 2 decades, could be a little faster, will be to a popular vote instead of
Okay,
the electoral college. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, because really no Republicans won the popular vote in quite some time. Okay, it feels as though we are addressing so many monumental issues and themes in the US and abroad. I have a high tolerance for instability, but I'm getting tired. Will we ever be given a reprieve? Many monumental issues.
Yeah. Well, in general speaking, this gets back to what my team has always talked about, that we're actually going through a monumental 3 decade reset, 2020 to 2050. So there's an entire reset, which includes so much going on. So it's going to get a little better before then, but this is all part of why we're on the earth right now. Everybody here agreed to be here at this time to help,
Right.
believe it or not. So people are getting a little frustrated, but welcome to kind of the big city. We all agree to be down here at this time to help. So I get it. It's frustrating, but it's going to
Yeah.
get better.
Will humans look different in 300 years? Taller, thinner? How will we dress? Covered up more? What will the average lifespan be?
Well, a lot of society, whenever I look at this and hundreds of years out, is going to look much more similar. So that's the first thing. And will actually look more like Pleiadians. So
Oh,
much taller, almost like translucent type of skin. Not that you're going to see through everybody's organs, so to speak, but more translucent skin, taller, slimmer, less hair. For some reason, hair does not become a big factor in humanity, for all of us.
right.
So it looks like there'll be much more of a unification. And extraterrestrials live in excess of 400 years, so we'll get to a longer lifespans as well. Yeah.
Cool, cool. I had a vision of a wheel running on its own energy. A small white light was emitting from the wheel. The whole thing felt like it had something to do with Nikola Tesla. Was it just my imagination, or is this an energy form in the future?
Yeah, that's a free energy machine, and they're actually going to be some rare earth metals, or these are materials coming from other galaxies being delivered here to the planet. So that's a free energy machine. They're coming, not on the planet yet,
Okay,
but that's decades to 100 years out. Well, we're going to get to free energy. We are.
okay. How much of an impact will abortion have on the midterms?
Well, big impact. I think we were just discussing that, right? You're talking about the Roe v. Wade law we're
Yeah,
talking
we
about
just
there.
got done discussing.
Yeah, we just got done discussing a big impact. Absolutely. And
Now,
it should, by the way, it really should. So,
right. Now that the James Webb Telescope is fully operational, what new things will we learn about the universe?
I think we answered this on a prior show, but yeah, well, we're already starting to learn. The government, by the way, has already validated new star systems, new galaxies, and even other extraterrestrials. So not all the information has been revealed to the public, but I know you saw some of the pictures, and now all the dots you see in those James Webb Telescope pictures, those are all galaxies like the Milky Way galaxies. There's thousands of them.
I know it's
So yeah, so it's been a very monumental development in science, and a wonderful development. Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you both for what you do. Thank you.
Mhm.
Do you see the Pope retiring?
Say again now. Sorry.
Do you see the Pope retiring?
Yeah, something's going on for him in 2023 next year. It feels like some health challenges catch up with him, and he kind of moves aside. Next year, I do see that happening. 2023. Yeah, but it's
Nice.
all going to be it's all going to be well handled. They'll have the person that gets in line right behind him already approved and validated, all
Ready to
that.
go.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Nigeria has general elections next year. Do you see Peter Obi the candidate for Labor Party winning, when will the insecurity gripping the country end?
Well, they've got some problems across the government with corruption in that area. So I think when I read on this the last time, it looked like the corruption was going to be out of that government for about 2 or 3 years here. So that particular candidate, I think that's the candidate that's trying to get corruption out of government. I'm trying to recall now. But there's something about it's not going to get cleaned up for another
Okay.
2 or 3 years.
So a
So
little bit more time.
it looks like, so for me, and I'm just going from what I'm hearing here, if the incumbent is the one that's buried in corruption, I think he is, it's going to be a couple of years here before they get that changed. Yeah.
Will there ever be a Native American president?
Yeah, there will be, but it's like 40 years out, something like that. So yeah. And by the way, this is interesting. I just heard a Native American female.
That's what I was just feeling. It was a female, not a male. Isn't
They
that
just screamed at me when you asked that, and they go, "Yep, a female." So that's all good. Yeah.
That's great. Senator Sheldon Whitehouse interviewed FBI Director Wray and gave him 1 month to produce information regarding whether the FBI followed up on the tips about Kavanaugh or if they sent the tips to the White House. Can you tell us how this will unfold? Thanks. Well, I know that he said all the tips went to the White House.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a clean information exchange there. I think if that's what the question is,
Yeah.
all the information is already in the hands of the FBI and even the DOJ. Yeah.
Right. They're looking at it now.
Yeah, the biggest problem I see, the log jam that's occurring right now, everybody's getting impatient. And the log jam is because they've had to staff up incredibly on a number of attorneys.
Yeah.
So it's taken a while to hire all the attorneys, something like 100 new attorneys, even more.
Right.
And they have to vet them out. And yeah, it's a huge deal. Yeah.
Right. This has already happened. Hungarian autocrat Viktor Orban has been invited to speak about the beauty of human rights stealing autocracy at CPAC. Is this really what conservative politicians want to implement? Will they be successful?
So a yes, and yes. Right. He already talked at CPAC. I think that was just a day ago or 2 days ago. And yeah, I mean, a lot of the GOP is pushing towards a unification of the population. Yeah, so it's dangerous stuff, and there are some people drinking the Kool-Aid. The good news is it's a small percentage of the population that's really drinking the Kool-Aid, but they're very loud and vocal. So
right, exactly. Yeah. One night when I was very upset back in the 80s and didn't think I could make it through the night, I got down on my knees and prayed, "Please God, help me make it through this night." Immediately something entered my room. It felt like a fog or a cloud or warmth. I couldn't see it, only felt it. Then I knew I was going to be okay. I got up and went straight to sleep. It was like pure love. Could you tell me what it was? Was it God, Jesus, my spirit guides, angels? What comforted me?
Very typical situation. It's very definitely a guardian angel, or what they call a birth angel. So that they move in very close to you when you're in real times of need. And so, yeah, that very classic experience. I see that all the time. Yeah.
Now this question is a question you've already answered, and I've answered it too. Just somebody says they get a strong feeling on Beto O'Rourke, hoping he will win Texas. What do you think?
Yeah, that's an old question. Yeah.
You say no, and I say yes.
Yeah, I say that, he gives it the omens try, as they say, really goes in there. But it's almost like at the very end, there's enough cheating going on that they pull back 200,000 votes or something, and they stop it. So it's very unfortunate. But
yeah. Well, I'm hoping that my vision was right, but he has more to do. So too. I know he has more to do.
Yeah, no. And by the way, I should lay in there that I've always seen that it looks to me like he's going to take over the congressional seat, like from Ted Cruz. So he may not make it in the governor's race or whatnot, but he's going to make it in Congress.
Okay, so some winning is coming up. Okay, do you see any significant indictments coming in August?
I do. I think we're just on the threshold of a number of insiders for 45, and a number of the people that have already been in the news. And we're very, very close to 45 indictments. So very, very close, getting to the first one. Yeah,
Right. Well, his attorneys are talking to the DOJ and they're already planning on blaming everybody else.
exactly.
They'll
Exactly.
blame Giuliani, Meadows, the Rottweiler, whatever her name is, or the Kraken or whatever. Okay.
Are you talking about Green?
No, Powell,
Oh,
Sidney Powell.
oh, got it. Got it. Yeah.
Hello guys. So Linda, I know you say you have never seen Trump in jail. However, have you ever seen him punished some other way, like home confinement with no golf course, or better yet, somewhere in the South Pole?
Yeah, and so yeah, we've asked that question before, but in the end, I always see him actually running and escaping to Saudi Arabia. I'll be very clear on that. So it's going to be it won't be an outright run. It'll just be like when he knows that his attorneys are telling him, look, you have about a couple of days or a week here before the hammer is going to come down, and he'll magically have a golfing trip to Saudi Arabia or something of that nature,
Yeah.
and then not
I
coming
never saw
back.
him going to jail, so I don't
No,
know.
and then not coming back.
But
So
he's
won't
going to pay. He's going to lose everything.
Yeah, he already is in the process. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a weird question. It says, please tell us about the trial of Alex Jones. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 bullet points, and there's nothing else.
Well, the trial's already basically concluded.
Yeah, it's
So
already
these
over with.
these questions might be old for some reason.
Please tell
I'm
us
not
about the
sure.
trial of Alex Jones, but there's no. We
Yeah, it's
already know
already
what happened.
over. I think I can offer some information here that I'm getting. There were punitive damages and compensatory damages, right? So totaling about $50 million. Was in Texas and Austin, I think the case was at.
Right.
I think it's punitive damages. They have a limit on 1.5 million or something. So that's going to go to court because they got awarded $45 million.
Right.
So I do think the $45 million is going to stand. They're going to take it to court. They're going to try to get it reduced to $1.5 million, but it looks to me like it's going to stand.
Yeah, it was so egregious. I think they'll stick with it.
Yeah.
And he lied so much, I have a personal question from a friend. Do you see anything with Lebanon?
And this is in terms of a terrorist activity, or that's a very broad
how are
question.
they doing? And when your guides talk to you, is things?
Yeah, but so my guides cover many areas: the economy and poverty and terrorism. So what area are we zoning in on here?
Let's do. I don't think they've had very many terrorist actions lately.
No, but you know what? Now that you bring this up, next year there looks like there's going to be, I'm going to call it a mild chemical attack, and those are always. So it looks like more towards the middle of next year, like in summer.
Yeah.
But it looks like enough people get warned about it, or they know what's up, so they avoid a lot of collateral damage. But there's something going on there with like a chemical attack they're talking about right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, thank you. So what do you feel for next week? Anything flashing
coming up? Yeah. About half a dozen things here. I do see, indictments getting very, very close on 45. I mean, we're just really close. Also see a continued turnaround in Ukraine. So more and more weapons controlling the sky, certain cities being pulled back. So it looks like progress for Ukraine. I also see, we talked about the vaccines many times, but good developments around the vaccine for what's coming up. The variant that will be coming up the end of this year. That's not being talked about a lot, but the scientists know what variant's coming up.
Okay.
And also good activity around abortion rights. So it looks like other states taking up abortion rights. We were talking about that.
Okay.
So it looks like more aggressive legislation coming through on that. And also I see, and this is important, that the Pelosi trip, that China will start to calm down.
Thank you. I was just going to ask you that.
Yeah, because a week ago, I was asked about this, and I said, she's definitely going to Taiwan. She'll definitely make a visit. They're going to rattle, a lot of saber rattling, a lot of, used missiles going over the skies, but they're going to start to calm down. So whether that's going to take a few more days or a week, but that's all coming up.
Okay,
yeah,
that's good news. And do your guides have any message for us in this trying
They
time.
do. This week, and it's kind of appropriate for some of the things we're talking about in world things going on. My team was saying to tell everybody, keep peace at the center of your heart, and peace would only help you, but then push that out to the rest of the world. So it's kind of bring peace within you, center yourself, and then move that energy out to the world, and that'll help the world. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, my friend. Thank you so much.
All right. Always a good time.
It's wonderful talking to you. So you guys, in 2 weeks, we'll be back.
And I was just going to mention quickly, if anybody needs to reach me, it's always very easy. sterlingpsychicmedium.com. Look for the book a session tab. Very
There
easy.
you go. Thank you.
All righty.
All right. Bye, you guys.